What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So we have a video here by Terry Joel. And before we start, make sure to comment, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Anyway, so Terry Joel, I love his channel. The guy reminds me of Captain America. He has a great channel. You guys should definitely go check it out. Great advice, great content. But there's something that a lot of guys suffer from, and that is that if you remove thought culture and you can 100% assure and guarantee that she won't divorce you and steal all your stuff, that marriage is great. Marriage is a great choice. It's a great thing to do. So yeah, a lot of guys believe that. And I do agree. Those are the biggest problems. Okay, the biggest problems is the body count and the fact that you can get everything you've ever worked for stolen from you. Okay, those are the biggest problems. However, let's create a scenario where you find a woman who's not an HO and you can 100% guarantee that she'll never divorce you and steal all your stuff and ruin your life and take your kids and go be with some other guy. We're going to create that scenario and we're going to reply to this video. Now, once again, Terry Joel is a great guy. Love his content. Once again, he looks like Captain America. That's super cool. Great channel. This is not a dig at him. This is just something that I've noticed with a lot of guys, that they still sort of want to believe in the fantasy. They still sort of want to jump on the back into the plantation. So let's check it out. And I think we're about the same age too. I don't know if he might be a little younger or a little older, but we're both definitely in that 28 to 31 range. But yeah, let's check it out.
Guys, this is the stuff being had. This is the stuff being said. And we have a lesson to teach today in this video. Women of today, majority of what you see, there's always low-key women in the world who are just great, lovely. They know their place. They know how to act. They know how to behave. They know how to be women, right? And that's what I mean by know your place. Because as a man, we have to know our place. As a woman, you have to know your place in the Bible for things to go accordingly. Now, women of today, all of them, low-key, want a ring. All of them, low-key, want to get married to their dream man. Why do you guys think?
Yeah, but the thing is that let's just say once again, we're removing that she's not an HO, and we're also removing that she won't divorce you. You're gonna spend like 50 grand, 60 grand, depending on, for example, so let's just say that you're a doctor or something and you give her a 30 grand ring. That's going to be a problem. There's so many other problems with dating and women and relationships that, once again, I understand that the biggest problems are you could get, divorced for all your stuff. Or, it's hard to meet one out there that doesn't have a high body count. And for men, I mean, more than 3 is high. So, that's very, very hard, right? So it depending on where you work or what you do, and once again, they're gonna want you to be, a decent earner. All women, even if they're good, even if they're not an HO, even if they're not gonna divorce you for all your stuff, even if they're okay with a more simple lifestyle, they're gonna want you to be a good, a decent earner at the bare minimum. So depending on what your career is and what your, what you do, you're going to spend 30, 40, 50, 60, $70,000 on a ring. And let's just say you're doing good. You're making, $2 million a year. You buy her $100,000 ring, she's gonna think like this is crap, right? Because the thing is, when you're in a specific echelon of social friends and all that stuff, when you're in a different social class, women have this thing where they compare their rings and they compare their stuff to other people, and you can say, oh, but if she's a good woman, she won't do that. All women do that, man. All women, they want to parade you around like, look what I have. Look what I have them doing, right? Look what I can make them do flips. I can make them, run to the store for me and fetch me stuff, right? So, um, you see, even if you find a good one who's not an HO and you 100% know in this imaginary scenario that we're creating is not going to divorce you for all your stuff, you still have that where, she's going to be comparing herself to her friends, because women love dunking on each other, right? And they use you to do it.
That is the benefits. It benefits them greatly. The security, the protection, family, finances, freedom. Marriage is highly beneficial to women. And I'm not saying marriage cannot benefit a man. The right partner absolutely can. Like, how wouldn't it?
How does it benefit you besides you get to procreate and push your genetics into the future? There is no benefit. Once again, we're removing divorce and body count off of the table. You're marrying her. She has her V card, and you 100% know that she won't divorce you. You've looked into the future, and you 100% know this, right? Um, how does it benefit a man besides having kids? You're going to be constantly doing things that you don't want to do, even if you find a good one. You're going to have to go to Uncle Larry's 70th birthday. You're going to go to Aunt Susie's engagement party. You're going to go to Aunt, Carly baby shower, and you're constantly as a man being dragged around doing these fruity activities that you don't want to do. Let's go to the fair, let's go to the festival, let's go here, let's go there. You want to do something and I want to go with you. Even the good ones, the sweet ones, the great ones, with low body count, and once again, we're creating an imaginary scenario where she's not going to divorce you. They're going to do that. Right? So what benefit besides procreation, you know, uh, today? So a lot of guys, it's like women have moved on and they graduated and they're living in the present and they've accepted the current status quo that I don't need men for protection. I don't need men for survival. I don't need men for food. I don't need men for money. I don't like they've accepted it and they love it and they're living the lifestyle. But a lot of men, it seems like we are yearning and begging, please, need us, please, right? But what benefit does a man get? You're gonna get steady VAG for like 3 years, then it's gonna go down. It's gonna fall off a cliff. You're probably gonna guys gonna start doing it, twice a month type of thing. So you're not getting steady VAG. Even if she's great and sweet and awesome, her body's gonna change because of the kids, right? So you're not keeping one that has a hot body, all right? Um, there are cooking services, there are meal prep services, there are laundry services, all right? There are massage services, there are all types of services. Did I say house cleaning? House cleaning services, all of that type of stuff. So women have accepted the current status quo. Like, if I need protection, I call the police. If I need this, if I need money, I apply for welfare. There's that. If I get a job, and in order to meet these affirmative action stuff, it's easier for me because I'm a woman. And it's like they're living in the present, they're living in the future, and men are still yearning for a time when they needed us. The fact is they don't need us. And we have to now live our lives not needing them back. Okay? The only thing they need us for is excitement. That's, you being their little dancing monkey, taking them places, and, paying for fun. And the only thing we need them for is stress relief in the bedroom, right? But if you get married, the stress relief in the bedroom is eventually gonna fall off. So no, there is no benefit.
How would the right partner not benefit you as a man in marriage? It would, and it will. But that's the risk that's at stake. Sometimes you don't know for sure if it is, and men today are giving shit up way too quick, way too early, way too often. They're giving out rings like it's been ring pops, bro. Every other day. Not fully seeing what they're getting themselves into, and that's the thing. Marriage.
Oh, and by the way, diamonds are worthless. As human beings, we can make diamonds, but we can't make gold. We can't make silver. So silver and gold is actually valuable. Diamonds, as humans, we can make a diamond, right? So diamonds are no different than like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Yves Saint Laurent, all these expensive things, Dior, where we are putting a value on it. We're saying this costs a lot of money, right? So yeah, that I just wanted to say that about diamonds.
Can make or break a man. That's
I think it can only break, not make.
what it can do. And women today feel entitled to get that ring without earning it. This is a lesson we have to teach women. Nothing in life is just given. You have to earn that. You have to earn the last name from a man, and you cannot take that lightly. Because a lot of them take it lightly. A lot of them, they feel entitled to get it. I deserve this. But, and I'm not going to sit here first and say you don't deserve it, but do you deserve it? That's the question. But do you? What do you really? What have you done? What type?
So today we have this thing where women are like this prize you have to jump through hoops for, and you got to do all this fruity stuff to win them over and get them and all that stuff. But for the entire, existence of human history, okay, women were like the daughter was like a burden to the family, right? They were trying to find someone to marry her off. Dude, take this chick off of my hands, please. Because now for the rest of her life, you're in charge of feeding her and protecting her. If I can't get this one to get married before she's 22, I'm going to be stuck with her for the rest of my life, right? So, but today we see women as, I got to be a little dancing monkey and try to show her, that I'm great to try to get her, right? But they're the prize because they bring life into the world because we plant the seed. They're like the oven that bakes it, yes, they're valuable in that way, and they're, you should definitely try to find a good one and all that stuff and this and that. But for the majority of human history, the father chose who she's gonna marry, or the father, he let her pick a little bit, but the father had to approve it, okay? Because the father and the family want to get rid of her because she's a woman and she's weak and she can't do all the hard things that need to be done. So they want to throw this burden on some guy who has to be the one to feed her and take care of her.
Of consistent actions took place for you to earn that is the question. Because consistent efforts over an extended period of time that are good is what's going to get you a ring because you're proving yourself worthy of it. You are not a wolf in sheep's clothing. You are worthy of getting that ring. You are worthy of it because of your consistent.
I do agree what he's saying that men are out here, trying to commit so fast and stuff like this, and I do agree that they're giving out rings, like it's nothing, because most men don't have options and they're desperate. I do agree with that, but the truth is that even if she's good and this and that, and she's proving herself, like how he's saying she's proving herself. There are a lot of guys, I've seen divorce story after divorce story over and over and over again, where they say, everything was great, everything was fine. I love her, she loves me. That's what I thought. She checked all the check marks, and one day around the 8 to 12 year mark, she just switched up on me and, wanted to, ruin my life. But in this scenario that we're creating, we're taking divorce off of off the table. There's still so many other problems that go with it, being married. You got a wife, she's constantly ordering crap on Amazon. Once again, you met her, she's not an HO, and she's not gonna divorce you. She's constantly ordering stuff on Amazon. Someone around you being a narrator, commenting on everything you're doing. And guys, look, if you want a woman who's not going to be constantly buying crap, if you want a woman who's not going to, be a narrator, commenting on, oh, your socks on the floor, this, and that. If you want one who's going to stay super fit and sexy and submissive, and she's never going to, talk sassy to you, now you guys are just as delusional as the women of today. If you want a woman who's not going to do all of that. All right. We already made in this fake scenario that she's not an HO, and she's 100% not going to divorce you. Now, on top of that, you want one who's not going to get big, and who's not going to nag, and who's not going to spend, and who's not going to want to go out. Now you guys are the delusional ones.
Actions and behaviors. Bad behavior does not get you a ring. And if you think that, that is what entitlement is. I can act however I want and do whatever I want and get a ring. That's not how it works. But the women of today think that. It's because they're taught not to treat a man how a man has to be treated. Has to be treated. A man needs respect. A man who builds himself should be built up even more by his woman. That is how it works. Men should not feel less confident with a woman around. With a woman who stirs the pot. With a woman who causes chaos. With a woman who doesn't know how to act. Men need a helpmate. Look in the Bible. It comes from God. Men need...
Yeah, but that helpmate was sort of groomed to be a helpmate, because once again, having a woman, having a daughter, and she's hitting 23, 24, 25, she's not married yet, that was a burden. So from a very young age, they groomed her, right, to like, hey, you got to be sweet, and you got to fold the clothes, and you got to clean, and you can't. And it's not like women were ever perfect, and they didn't get sassy and stuff like that. But they were sort of groomed to understand that, hey, in order for you to eat and survive, you need this guy. So you better make sure you do the things that you have to do for him to want to keep you around, right? And from a young age, they were groomed to be that way. Okay, that's never coming back. You guys are hoping to find a good one out there. It's never coming back until we get to a point where they need us to literally survive, it will not come back. So stop holding on to hope that, you know, you got to make sure that she's this way and that way. No, get with the program, guys. Get with the future. Get a first learn how to cook, okay? Or find a nice local place that has healthy meals that you can eat from, okay? Learn how to cook, or there are cooking services, there are, laundry services, there are house cleaning services, or once again, do all that stuff yourself, all right? Because women they're the ones that are living in the modern age where I can have fun, I can do what I want, I don't need men. And a lot of men are sort of still clinging on to this idea that maybe there's one out there. There is no one out there. No, 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 no. Stop clinging on to that idea. Me personally, I know how they are today, and I have had many sweet women who, I ask them to do something, they do it. They're fun to be around. They're not bitchy. But it's because I believe in flings. I believe in flings. I believe in having like, a little 6 month, 1 year and a half thing. And then, we got to cut this. We got to cut this before you change, because I know you are going to change. Right. And, I've been once again, it's kind of like a relationship, it's more like a fling situationship thing, but I've been in situationships or whatever you call it, where like 4 months in, I'm already saying, yeah, I can't do this. I can't do this.
Yeah, helpmate. Women are supposed to be the helpmate for a man, not a burden, a helpmate. But modern women of today think drama, toxicity, chaos, messing with other guys while I'm with this guy, showing him what I can do, and all this stuff is the answer. And it's not the answer. You have to prove yourself. You have to prove you're a good woman. You have to prove your loyalty. You have to prove yourself to get the last name of a man. A man is not getting the last name of you. Do you?
In order for them to, want to prove themselves, they need us to survive, man. It's just, that's the sad reality. I accepted it a long time ago. Okay. By, 23, 24, 6 years ago, I was like, yep, I see how the game is. Okay. I'm accepting, the way things are. And I have great relationships with women, even if they're just like homegirls, even if they're homies, even if they're just like a front desk girl at the gym, even if they're like a, local waitress or something, or they're a fling, a situationship, a short-term girlfriend, female family members. It's very easy to be, like have good relationships with women. Just treat them all like they're 10 years old, man. That's it. And if there's one that you want to mingle with in the bedroom, be chilled, be mysterious, be fun. Don't try to control her or anything like that. Just be like this aloof guy, who like stimulates her emotions, and then you're mysterious and disappear. Then you stimulate her emotions, and then like, it's so easy. I don't hate them. I just understand the way things are today. I personally have a laundry service. I personally have a local restaurant that serves good, healthy, cheap food that I go to, or I cook things myself. I used to have a cleaning lady, but what I do is I try never to make a mess so that I don't have to clean. And then the surface level stuff, I just do it myself. Yeah, so, men today got to get with the program.
Want a man, or what do you want? Because if you don't want a man, then don't aim to get the last name of a man. Go and do whatever else you're gonna do. But guess what? If you want marriage, if you want a ring, you're aiming to get the last name of a man. You're not entitled to that. That is earned. Just like the man you want has or is earning you. And only a narcissist will disagree with this because they are ultra delusional in their brain, in the ways that they think. It's not how anything works. They just want it to work that way because they're entitled, spoiled. Entitled, spoiled, rotten to the core is what they are. And a man who ends up with something like that will also rot to the core. Am I wrong? No. And any healthy human being in their own right minds will agree. Human beings who are not healthy in their right mind will disagree. They feel entitled. It's the entitlement, bro. It's their self-delusions. I don't have to earn a man. I don't know. I don't have to do this. I don't have to da-da-da-da-da. A man doesn't just sit around and be like, oh, I don't have to provide for you. I don't have to pay anything for you. I don't have to do anything. No, but I deserve you. No. It's a two-way street. Women.
Yes, correct. It is a two-way street. I 100% agree. And once again, I love Terry Joel. He has a great channel. Okay. Looks like Captain America. All right. Every time I watch this video, I'm like, this guy looks exactly like Captain America. You know, it is a two-way street, but what you have to understand is that one side, one party has accepted that we live in the future and that we have all this cool stuff and that we don't need the other one. Meanwhile, the other party is like hoping and yearning for a time when no, dude, we need to start being hard like them. We need to start being callous like them. We need to start, not caring about relationships or, spending on them and all that stuff. We need to start being that way. Okay. And like, for example, personally, myself, I don't cold approach. I don't do any of that. I'm not into DMs, all that stuff. What I'll do is, a woman that's, I find attractive and, things are going smoothly. Things like all the cards are falling like in the right place. I strike up a conversation or something, or she strikes a conversation with me, and I like her, and I'll just talk to her, and if I see the body language and see the interest, I don't say anything corny. I'm like naturally charming. If things are going smoothly, I'll entertain it. But besides that, I've left women behind. Like, I don't even care if I ever get laid ever again in my life. And that attitude and going about my day, you guys should check out my Instagram. I'm always recording myself like in funny little situations that I am, and I'm always posting memes and living my life and having fun and doing me and not thinking about, damn, man, it would be so cool to have a girlfriend and I need to get laid. And, women of today, this, that, it's not even like a thought in my mind. I've accepted the things that they do. I have, someone in my personal life who met a woman, like a few days ago, and she seems like the super sweet, awesome girl, and he mingled with her in his car, and it's like, dude, yes, I've accepted that this is what they're all doing, right? He knew her for like less than a week, and they were mingling in his car because that's just what they're doing. And women are doing whatever they want. They're living in the present, they're living in the future, and men are still hoping for this one day where they'll need us again. No, we need to flip the tables, we need to flip the cards, and we need to be the ones that start not needing them or yearning for them.
Have to understand their role. Men have to understand their role. People who don't understand their role fail. And guess what? It is on every single one of us to not fail. I'm only in charge of myself to not fail, to not come up short, to not be a complete idiot, and to carry myself accordingly, improperly, like I've been working on for the last decade of my life. That's what it takes. It takes work. And it takes humbling yourself, putting yourself down to earth, going to the drawing board, realizing what you have to do as a man or a woman, and getting the job done. That's what it takes. Nothing in life is just given. Nothing in life is just handed out self and easily. Things have to be earned. And not overnight. Marriage is not an overnight thing.
Yeah, but even if a woman earns it and she knows her role, there's still all this other stuff that I don't like. Okay, someone constantly being around me. Women like to do all this fruity stuff, like let's take Christmas photos in pajamas, and let's do all this fruity stuff. And it's like I have a work party, and join me for my work party. This. That. It's like I don't want to do any of that stuff. I don't want to do any of that stuff. Okay, let's make a funny TikTok. Look, dude, you can find a woman who knows her, knows her role. She's not an HO. You're 100% sure she's not going to divorce you for all your stuff. And, they all want to, use you as a prop for their TikToks. What are you going to do? Say no? Okay, you say no to, you being a little prop in her TikToks. They all want to go to little fairs, little festivals, constantly doing little activities and stuff like that. Are you gonna say no every time? Right? They constantly want to order stuff online, order things from Amazon. Are you constantly gonna fight with her about that? Even if she's good, even if she's knows her place and all that, they're all gonna do that type of stuff. Um, narrating in the background, and when you're trying to chill and relax, you're not paying attention to me. Even if she's great, even if she's sweet, even if she knows her role, all women have this thing where you're not paying attention to me. Like, so I don't want to deal with any of that stuff. Okay, I like personally hanging out with a woman for like 2-3 hours, having a nice little fun time, cracking jokes, and then she goes to her house, I go to mine. Or I like being celibate, not dealing with them at all. That's the only thing that I could personally deal with. Anything more than that, it's just like I can't. I can't. I'm like I gotta get out of this. I gotta get out of this situationship. I can't do this.
It is not. It's something that's earned over years of time. Let's say 2 to 5 to 6. That's how marriage is earned. And if you want to do that in a 2-year span, you better make sure those behaviors that you were seeing were in spot on point for 2 years straight. Like to the point for sure that is the one. That is what you want to make sure of. Every man and woman should hold their partners accountable.
No, I've been in plenty of relationships where I hold them accountable, and she's sweet and she's well behaved and everything, and she serves me, and she's not bitchy, and we're getting it on all the time and stuff like that. And yet still, no, I will not go to that next level because I know what's coming. I know what's coming. Even if she's sweet and submissive and she obeys, I know what's coming. The sex is going to drop off a cliff. You're going to be constantly ordering stuff. If I'm constantly telling you, hey, don't do this, don't do that, you're going to be angry. You're going to want to go on vacation. You're going to want to do all this fruity stuff. You're going to want to take Christmas photos and Valentine photos and St. Patrick's Day photos and 4th of July photos. And, I'm doing too many chores. You're not. Even if she is not an HO and she's not going to divorce you, they complain about doing chores. You're still going to deal with all this other stuff, okay? Can you go to the store for me and pick me this up? Sending you to go fetch stuff. They're all going to do that. Even, so you're telling me, okay, you've been married for 5-6 years. Your wife, who's, once you say is submissive and she's not an HO, not going to divorce you, she comes to you and says, babe, can you please run to the supermarket, and we're missing honey, and we're missing lemon, and we're missing popcorn. You're gonna say, hell no, B word. No, you're gonna get your ass up and you're gonna go fetch it. All right. And you're going to be constantly doing that type of stuff. Even if she asks you in a nice, sweet way and you think she's worthy of it, you're going to be constantly doing that stuff all the time. Getting dragged to this party and this baby shower and this anniversary party and this, like, and she's constantly spending money. And if we don't spend money, that becomes a problem. You're being cheap, this, that, like.
And if you have the right person, you're not going to have to say shit because they're going to be doing what's right regardless. And yes, nobody's perfect. People make errors. People make mistakes. Those mistakes, those errors have to be corrected. And that's just how life goes. But that's also what's going to make marriage a beautiful thing when it's all said and done, is doing the work and putting in the consistent efforts to make something very beautiful work. So, people that don't understand this, people that don't agree with this, you might as well go throw yourself in the compost bin and get taken out in the trash, because that is what you is. Straight up in trash. No respect, no honor, no dignity, no morals, no ethics, no fucking brain. You got no brain. We all have to understand ourselves and our roles on earth. That's how things work. Everybody I know that is together long term, 50-year anniversaries, 20 plus years of marriage, still going strong. They have roles, they know them, they live by them. There's things you do, there's things you don't do. And if you do things you shouldn't do, what happens? Everything comes crashing down. You can say goodbye to your marriage, you can say goodbye to your relationship, you can say goodbye to your friends if you don't know how to be a good friend. This goes for everything. It's looking within. It's self-accountability. That's what this is, folks. And back to the marriage thing. This is why so many married men of today are warning the youth, which means young people of today, to not get married. But I just want to give my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, why do you think older men are warning guys, you don't want this. Trust me. Don't do what I did. Trust me. Because, okay, they married her, and obviously if she's a chameleon, but she played her role right in order to get the ring. He married her, and, 13, 14 years in, she hasn't divorced him and stole all his stuff. And he is just like, I'm constantly being dragged to birthday parties, and it's like as a man you become domesticated, you become neutered, and everything that you want to do becomes a problem. And I understand that this lifestyle isn't for everyone. Okay, it isn't for every guy to be like me, where I'm by myself and I don't mind and I don't want one and I don't want a relationship, but I don't yearn for it. And I'm not like some VAG beggar and obsessed with getting VAG and all that stuff. A lot of guys aren't like me. Okay, I understand that. And it could be because my IQ, or because I got all the banging and the mingling out of my system and all through my 20s, from about 15 years old to, I would say, 28. I had SCX. I mingled about, on average, 3 times a week. Right? Now, obviously, there are times where I'm not getting any, but then there's times where I'm getting like every day, 7 days a week. So, let's be more conservative. For 15 years, I've consistently had SEX twice a week, right? So a lot of guys, okay, they they get laid one day and then they don't get laid for years, right? So that's not my experience, and maybe that's why I'm okay with, yeah, this ain't worth it. Even if I find a good one, even if I find one who does her role and all that stuff, yeah, this is just, it's just annoying. It's annoying, and I'm gonna constantly be doing fruity things I don't want to do, and I'm constantly fetching stuff. And I'm gonna constantly have someone around me, hovering around me. Yeah, even if I find a good one, I still don't want it.
I'm not going to tell nobody, don't get married. I'm going to tell people to lay out a good foundation. I'm going to tell people to make people work for it. Work for it. You want marriage? You want success? You want a fit body? You want a fit mind? You want good health, wealth? You want the good things in life? Work for it. Earn it. I have no problem earning it. Why does anybody else? You know what? The people who have a problem with earning it are warped mentally. AKA, they're probably narcs. They're probably narcissistic and entitled to the core. They think life should be given to them. And it's not how life works. Like I said, I have no problem earning things in life. I have no problem earning my success. I have no problem earning good friends, because you're not just given the best of friends. If you want just any friends, go be friends with drug addicts. Go be friends with drunks. Even some of the better friends today, it sounds a bit weird to say you earned it, but at the same time, bro, like, it's not that like you started talking to a friend and it's like, oh, we're gonna earn each other, bro. We're gonna earn each other's friendship. It doesn't go like that. It just, the way you moved in life earns you better people, better friends, better relationship partners, better things. The amount of work you do, it earns you things. The amount of work you go and put into the fitness centers, it earns you your fucking body. It earns you your fit body. Studying, reading, watching great content to learn.
You know, I agree with him, and you know, the his message is a good message, and I love his channel. You know, and he's saying like, you know, you need to lay down a good foundation, and you know, you have to make others prove themselves and stuff like that. I 100% agree, but I'm gonna say, do not get married no matter what, even if she proves herself. Okay, it is just, you know, it's just so much more that goes into it besides you know, high body count and submissiveness and getting, you know, all your stuff stolen from you. And, you know, in a divorce, or, you know, she steals your kids and you can never see them again, stuff like that. There's so much more that goes into it besides that. And, you know, I love his channel. I think he has a great message, but a lot of guys are still holding on to hope, you know, and I understand the, you know, the population crisis, and we definitely need, you know, people of European heritage to have kids, right? But you know, I personally wouldn't recommend it, and it's okay because a lot of guys will not listen to me. The power of the VAG is stronger than any online coach, online YouTube video, so you don't have to worry about that. There will still be babies being born and all that stuff. Um, but you know, even if I found a good one, even if I found one that's good quality, I personally still will not do it. I believe in, you know, having a nice little mingle, nice little fling, you know, and then yeah, let me go be in my palace where I got peace, quiet, happiness, okay, tranquility. I could do whatever I want at all times. Um, so you know, holding on to this hope that, you know, I love his message, but I wouldn't personally.
You develop a better mind. You earn it because you're putting in the work and you're putting in the time to learn. So, I also think a lot of married men today who are older, who got divorced, who are telling the youth to not get married, are the same dudes who made terrible mistakes. And I understand what they're saying because they're saying what they're saying so the youth don't make the same mistakes, but the message just ain't hitting the right way. A part of what they're saying is true, but they're leaving stuff out, and that's what I'm explaining. None of us in this life have to limit ourselves from certain things. Marriage, success, anything. We don't have to do it. You just have to know what you're doing. You have to know what you're getting yourself involved in. You have to hold the people that are in your life accountable. That is what needs to happen. And if people can't be held accountable, if people are not capable of changing, if people are not capable of putting up a fight to make shit right, and you have entitled people in your life, that is their choice. And that's not going to serve you. Vice versa, whichever way you want to look at it. So we all have to look within ourselves. Who are we? Who are we? Who is we? What are we doing to deserve the things that we are going to acquire? What can I do? What can I do? Not what can I get? What can I get? What can I get? What can I do? What can I do to earn this? That's the real question.
So the video is about marriage, and the only thing you can do to earn it is create a scenario, create a world where women need you to survive. If you can't do that, then you can't have it. You can't earn it. I know that there are some people out there that make it work, but there's a whole host of problems that come with it. It's not just she'll divorce me and take all my stuff, and she has a high body count. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that goes in through with marriage. Two people that can't stand each other, but they're sort of used to each other, and they're like, let's just, what's the point of getting divorced now? We've been in this for so long. There are people in relationships where they let each other, go do stuff on the side, this, that, but they don't get divorced. There's a lot of complication, and I'd rather be me, living, free and, with peace and quiet. And if I want to mingle and I want to jump into that world, I can. And when I want to say, I don't want this anymore, I can jump out. Right? So go check out Terry Joel. This video is going on 50 minutes, so I definitely have to cut it. I love you guys. Make sure to comment, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check me on Instagram. It's the same name, Jim Status. And love you guys. See you on the next one. And I'm out.